We have seen this, okay? It has swept through the United States, okay? We have seen all of the storms coming through bought media, okay? We have seen all of these fake kind of storms going up, brewing people, getting people angry, okay? And now it is time for us to rise above what they are doing. The chaos is a form of keeping us from where we're supposed to go, all right? It's supposed to derail us. There are people and groups that are put in place to mess up justice, okay? They are put in place to mess with court cases. They are put in place to mess with people, all right? People who are doing good things for the planet, all right? They're put in place to create madness, confusion, so that nobody knows what's really going on, so we can't actually get through to the truth, okay? And it's really important that we understand that itself is a form of warfare. So we have to just be aware of how we move through chaos is through authenticity, okay? It's by us speaking our truth. It is by us speaking truth into a situation, because this is the deal. If everybody is playing a different card, or they're protecting themselves, right? They're like, okay, when I'm around Susie, I'm gonna be like Susie. And when I'm around Jamie, I'm gonna be like Jamie, okay? And then I'm gonna just like totally just ride the wave and protect myself, okay? If we stay in that freaking energy, we're not gonna know who you are, okay? Who that person is, because you're Susie one day and you're Jamie the next. We're never going to know who that person is, right? We're not going to know where they show up and who they are. They're just basically they're just protecting themselves. So when they step into their truth, they step into their power, then they are going to be rising into their own category of person, okay? And then all of a sudden, the Susie and Jamies are going to be like, who are you? Where did you come from? I don't know you. Who the hell are you? And then that's the light. That's the light. The authenticity coming through. They're the light. Now they're shining a light through Susie and Jamie and who they are. And now Susie and Jamie are confused. They don't know who they are anymore, because this person in the middle is not reacting the same way that they normally do, okay? So then they shine the light on all of those behaviors and they become the mirror. And then what happens is we start paving a way through all the Susie and Jamies in the world. So what we have to do is keep showing up as our true selves, okay? Because then we become the light and the mirror. And then what happens is the confusion, chaos energy can't survive in authenticity. It can't live. It can't breathe, okay? Because when you're real, you're real. You're real. There's nothing that can sway or change anything. You are the light. You automatically become truth and light. And it goes and breaks through. It breaks through confusion, chaos systems. It can break through groups. It can break through everything if you show up as your true self. So right now, this cloud Cyclops energies that are coming in to confuse us, that block our intuition, we have to now step into our power, step into our truth. We cannot let anyone tell us, who we are, who we have to be, okay? We cannot allow their chaos, their destruction to come in, because it's meant to confuse us. It is meant to distort us. It is meant to make us think we're supposed to be doing one thing when we're completely on the wrong path at all times. You know what I mean? So we have to figure out what this confusion is, and we have to break through that confusion. We have to keep seeking answers, seek the truth, okay? And this is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for a lot of people right now to keep breaking through this energy. This is a tough energy, and it's going to be showing up everywhere, showing up in family situations, in school, education, systems, justice. It's going to be showing up everywhere. This is a global collective energy where we all have to show up in our truth right now, and we have to walk in that truth, no matter what the Susie and Jamies are telling us to do, okay? If they're like, oh no, you gotta protect your money, you gotta do this, or they go into fear energies, you gotta go, no, I'm not doing that right now. No, I'm gonna go into my intuition and I'm gonna shine the light on what I need to do. And I'm not gonna act like I gotta follow the Susie and Jamies in the world, okay? So right now, what I'm asking you is to kind of just say prayers to continue clearing energy. A prayer is not a religious thing, okay? A prayer is calling in energy. You're calling it in for the collective. You're calling in the light, okay? Anything that you do that is working to bring forth truth, okay? equality, liberty, freedom is of the light. And we have to clarify that. You do not have to be religious to be a light worker. It has nothing to do with religion. Most religion is formed and a part of a judgment system, okay? Most religions is about control, conformity, and judgment. That's where they lie. And no matter what they say, if they are of the light of Jesus, most of those systems are based on judgment, okay? Everything in that religion is about conformity to that religion. So if that religion does not believe in divorce, for example, then you can never get a divorce, or you are shunned from that religion. Marriage in the earth plane is a false contract, okay? It is something that is contracted, okay, in the physical based on a false belief system, because we're here to learn lessons. So that would mean that many soulmates would be coming into our lives constantly to be teaching us lessons, okay? So once we learn a lesson with a love partner or a soulmate, at that time, it is time for us to move on. Now, religion is telling us if we decide to get a divorce, that we are evil, okay? Or that, we cannot no longer be accepted by that religion, okay? That's a complete lie. And so right now, we really do have to ascend the ideas of what a true marriage is. And religion then becomes very outdated because divorce is not accepted in any religion, okay? I don't know what religion accepts divorce. It is typically not accepted by any religion. And you are essentially shunned from that religion if you get divorced. And then what does that say or do to families or people who are part of that religion? So now we have to look at those constructs, right? And we've been looking at them, all right? I know a lot of people, because of COVID, had divorces. Divorces skyrocketed because I think a lot of people never spent that much time with their partner, and a lot of it was very stressful with money. If you were someone who was traveling, there was just a lot of constraints, and it changed people forever. And I think that is something that really made us assess what a marriage is and what divorce is. There are also times when a partner has outgrown another partner, and it is very clear that it is time for them to move on. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is exactly why we're here, because we are meant to continue to grow and evolve and experience new things. So we have to continue moving forward and not stay in things out of rejection or judgment, okay? And that's the root of most religion. Now, I know a lot of people in the spiritual communities are not in any form of church, but we do have to think in terms of the majority of our country is in some kind of a church. If we look at the numbers of the churchgoers, they're really high. So if that's a snapshot of, say, a quarter of our country or 50% of our country, then we have to address the religions, okay, at that point. And that's where we would be going next, is the religion. So everything the religions are built on would essentially have a spotlight on them right now. Everything would be looked at in terms of that religion, because we are ascending judgment right now. We're ascending marriage contracts right now. We're ascending these 3D constraints in terms of how we look at connections, okay, with people and where we're supposed to be. So everything is being reviewed right now. Everything is under review. Even military. Let's look at military. It is looked down upon if you are not married in the military. If you do not receive certain benefits unless you are married in the military. When you go and you meet, you are all married. Everybody meets up. All the military wives come together. So it's a standard. It's an expectation. Okay. You don't date. It's like you take it seriously and you marry somebody. And it's because of the constructs of how the military is designed, because it's based on the principles and values of America. For example, you don't see somebody in the White House that is single, okay? They're always married. That is the ideal American story, okay? That's our value system, okay? Is marriage. So that is America, right? It is based on those values, right? Marriage, okay? So then the military goes into that. So then what happens now when we've outgrown that idea? So we know that marriages then in the 3D might not be meant to last, okay, for a lifetime. Okay, that might not be something that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people right now, okay, especially the younger generations. So a lot of those concepts might feel a little outdated to people, okay, because the reasons that they got into the marriage might have something to do with the families, or it might have something to do with just, what they had in common, or, if they were the same political party and they had a good resume, you know what I mean? So it could be something like that. So in terms of the marriages, they might not actually be built on love. They might not be built on the correct value system. And it is based on maybe more of a monetary system, or in terms of a success, okay, a success story or an image. So we have to be looking at every form of marriage right now and what we truly value as humans. And so a lot of these stories could be outdated. So then a lot of these marriages might be outdated, okay, because they're not built on authenticity, okay, on that realness that I was just talking about. So that might be the truth that has to come through, is through a marriage, through a family, our truth. We have to keep living our truth, okay? We have to cut through that confusion. Otherwise, we will stay stuck and trapped. And if that is, say, half of our country, 50% of our country could be trapped right now, okay? They might be trapped in a marriage. They also could be trapped because of finances, because they cannot afford to support their children right now as a single parent. It is very hard to be a single parent. Our country is not designed for single parents, okay? Education is not designed for single parents, the education system. So these are things that are going to be coming up right now in terms of us ascending these old constructs, these outdated constructs. And it's not to say that a marriage can't last a lifetime, but it might be the basis or the reasons behind these unions was based on something that was inauthentic or shallow. So that's going to be another form of ascension that the collective is going to have to go through right now. So these are the things that are going to continue to come up. I hope these messages